Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Picture this. A packed executive boardroom high above the city. Powerful investors in tailored suits. Lawyers, advisors, and shareholders whispering behind polished tables. Then a loud voice cuts through the room. You need to stop lying about being the heiress. The words echo. Heads turn. And every eye locks onto a calm, unshaken teenage girl standing alone at the front of the room. The man who shouted it is a multimillionaire. Confident. Connected. Certain he's just exposed a fraud. But minutes later, a bank verification appears on the screen behind her. And the room goes completely silent. Because in that moment, everything he thought he knew collapses. Today's story is about hidden legacy, quiet preparation, and karma that arrives right on schedule. If stories where arrogance meets instant reality are your thing, hit like, subscribe, and let's dive in. It was a clear Monday morning in early September 2025 at the headquarters of Vanguard Global Holdings in downtown Chicago. The company occupied the top floors of a 42-story glass tower overlooking Lake Michigan. Inside the executive boardroom, sunlight poured through floor-to-ceiling windows, reflecting off mahogany tables and a massive digital display mounted at the far wall. This was no ordinary meeting. It was the first quarterly shareholders gathering since the unexpected passing of the company's founder, Reginald Vanguard. At 79, Reginald had died quietly in his sleep just 3 months earlier, leaving behind a business empire valued at over $3 billion. Real estate, technology investments, venture funds, international properties, patents. He was known as a legend who built everything from scratch. What he was not known for was family. Reginald never married publicly. He never appeared with children. No heirs had ever been announced. His personal life was sealed behind layers of privacy and legal protection. So when word spread that his will would finally be revealed today, tension filled the room. Some investors hoped for board control. Others expected windfalls. A few believed they were entitled to something simply because they had been close to Reginald over the years. Among them sat Victor Harlan. At 54 years old, Victor was a well-known venture capitalist with an estimated net worth of nearly $450 million. He wore a charcoal suit tailored to perfection, a gold watch peeking from beneath his cuff. Victor had invested alongside Reginald in several deals and considered himself part of the inner circle. They had played golf together, attended closed-door conferences, shared private dinners. Victor fully expected today to confirm what he already believed. That he would walk out with more power, more influence, maybe even a permanent seat at the top. Then the boardroom doors opened, and in walked a young woman no one recognized. She couldn't have been more than 18. Tall, poised, natural curls pulled into a neat ponytail. She wore a simple black blazer over dark jeans and flat shoes. No jewelry, no entourage, just a leather folder tucked under her arm. She scanned the room calmly and took a seat near the front. Victor leaned toward the man beside him and whispered, loud enough to be heard by those nearby. "Who's that? New intern?" A few people smirked. No one answered. Moments later, the room settled as attorney Marcus Hale, the longtime executor of Reginald Vanguard's estate, stood and called the meeting to order. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, "thank you for your patience. After months of legal review, verification, and compliance checks, Mr. Vanguard's will has now been finalized." The screen behind him lit up with official documentation. Contrary to public assumption, Hale continued, Mr. Vanguard did, in fact, have a direct heir. Murmurs rippled through the room. Victor straightened in his chair. The majority of the estate, Hale said evenly, including controlling shares of Vanguard Global Holdings, is bequeathed to his sole granddaughter. The attorney paused. "Miss Amara Brooks." Every head turned. The young woman stood. She nodded respectfully. "Thank you, Mr. Hale." Victor stared at her, then burst into laughter as he stood up abruptly. "This is a joke," he said loudly. "You're telling us that a teenager just walked in here and inherited billions?" Amara remained still. Victor pointed toward her. "You're not the heiress. You need to stop lying. Reginald Vanguard never mentioned a granddaughter in his life." A hush fell over the room. Some shareholders exchanged uneasy glances. Others nodded slowly, visibly agreeing. Amara had grown up quietly on the south side of Chicago. Raised by her mother. Public schools. Scholarships. A part-time job at a community center. Nothing about her life screamed billionaire legacy. Amara met Victor's gaze calmly. "I understand this is unexpected," she said. "But the documentation is clear." Victor scoffed. "Documentation can be manufactured. DNA can be manipulated. Anyone can claim a story when money's involved." He spread his arms dramatically. "If this is real," he said, "where's the proof beyond paper? Where's the verification that she actually controls anything?" Attorney Hale raised an eyebrow. "Mr. Harlan," he said, "Miss Brooks has already completed extensive verification. But if you're requesting further confirmation..." He turned toward Amara. "Would you authorize a live trust verification from Vanguard Private Bank?" She nodded without hesitation. "Yes." The room grew tense as a senior representative from the bank joined the secure connection. The display shifted to a verification interface, carefully masked for compliance but unmistakably official. "With the beneficiary's authorization," the representative said, "we are confirming the existence and control of the Vanguard Primary Trust held by Miss Amara Brooks." The screen updated. Verification complete. Controlling interest confirmed. Estate transfer status executed. A summarized valuation appeared beneath it. Total assets verified, over $3.4 billion. No theatrics. No unnecessary detail. Just confirmation. The silence was absolute. Victor's face drained of color. His mouth opened, then closed. He slowly lowered himself back into his chair, gripping the table as if it were the only solid thing left in the room. Attorney Hale continued calmly. "Mr. Vanguard discovered Miss Brooks through private genealogical research when she was 12. His only child, a daughter from an early relationship, passed away years prior. After confirming paternity discreetly, he chose to protect his granddaughter from exposure." The screen changed to a timeline. Anonymous trusts supported her education. Private mentorship prepared her for leadership. No public connection was made by design. Flashbacks unfolded as Hale spoke. Reginald meeting Amara quietly on park benches. Ice cream shops. Long walks where he asked about school, not money. When she was 15, he revealed the truth. He taught her investing through private simulations. Challenged her to understand ethics before profit. Funded her education without spoiling her independence. "Build character first," he told her. "Wealth is meaningless without it." Back in the boardroom, Amara addressed the room. "My grandfather wanted me to grow without entitlement. I didn't come here to impress anyone. I came to honor his vision." Victor swallowed hard. "I apologize," he muttered. "I was mistaken." But the moment had already passed. Over the following weeks, under Amara's authority as majority shareholder, an independent audit was commissioned across all major investments. The findings were thorough. Several funds were restructured. One was fully divested. Victor's. Excessive fees. Poor performance. Questionable practices. His expected payout vanished. Amara redirected capital toward affordable housing projects, scholarships for first-generation college students, and STEM initiatives for underserved communities. The Amara Vanguard initiative was launched quietly. Then the media found out. Headlines exploded. Teen heir quietly takes control of billion-dollar empire. Boardroom accusation backfires as hidden heiress verified. Clips of Victor's outburst went viral. His stunned silence became a meme. Clients distanced themselves. Within 2 years, his influence shrank. His net worth followed. Amara graduated valedictorian. Attended Stanford on merit. Continued to grow the company ethically. By 2030, Vanguard Global Holdings crossed $5 billion in valuation. Years later, at a charity gala, Victor approached her humbly. "That day changed me," he said. "I was wrong." Amara smiled. "We all learn," she replied. "Thank you for supporting the foundation." As he walked away, she returned to her guests. Because real power doesn't announce itself. It verifies quietly. And karma? Karma always keeps receipts. If you enjoyed this story, share it. Like, subscribe, and tell us, where are you watching from today? Stay humble. Stay kind. And I'll see you in the next one.